Welcome to MCCT, Microcrawler Capability Test. That's where we test and compare the driving performance and capability of micro trucks and microcrawlers from 1 to 18th to 1 to 24th scale. Trucks in stock condition as well as highly modified and upgraded ones. The trucks have to pass through 10 different tests. We'll get either points for their results or their performance will be graded, and the final scores will reveal the most capable microcrawlers. We check their climbing ability, descent performance, their tilt angle, their performance in overcoming easy and difficult obstacles, and their low speed modulation and low speed driving performance. Check the description for details of tests, scores, and mode of grading. Now let's start and present this episode's test trucks. In MCCT episode 26, we will test the WLToys 24-28 1 to 24th crawler. It has a wheelbase of 138 millimeters, a weight of 336 grams, and runs on 54 by 20 millimeter tires, and it has a 2S 320 milliamp hours battery. Let's check how the WLToys can climb. And test 1, climb on a rough surface 45 degrees only, and the WLToys is not able to climb 45 degrees and even 44 degrees. It struggles. The super bad low speed modulation even in first gear is a main reason, and 43 degrees only, and it still struggles. Unbelievable. And after a lot of tries, finally it manages to climb only 43 degrees. That's super poor, and 0 points in test number 1, climb on a rough surface, and under 43 trucks tested so far. That's the last and 43rd place for the WLToys 24-28. Let's check if it's better on a smooth surface. Test number 2, climb on a smooth surface, but the WLToys 24-28 again 45 degrees, too much, struggles a lot at 44 degrees. The main problem is the super bad ESC and low speed modulation, even in first gear. Here it seems to be able to climb 44 degrees on a smooth surface, but again, falls. It's super hard to start. It fails 44 degrees and 43 degrees. What it could climb on a rough surface, it again struggles a lot. The main problem is the start, the super bad ESC modulation even in first slow gear. You can see this here, it's nearly impossible to start slowly. And finally, after a lot of tries, it was not even able to climb 43 degrees only. And 42 degrees on a smooth surface, it could climb 42 degrees, but that's a super bad result. 0 points on test number 2, climb on a smooth surface, and again 43 trucks tested so far, and the WLToys 24-28 only on the last and 43rd place in test number 2. And test number 3, descent, go down, stop, and go up in reverse again, 45 degrees. First test, that WLToys is struggling, but after several tries, it manages to stop and go up on 45 degrees again. Same story at 46 degrees. A lot of tries, and finally the problem is only the stop. It could stop the main problem and start again in reverse. It's super difficult and could go up again, but 47 degrees was finally too much. So at test number 3, descent 46 degrees and 0.5 points for the WLToys 2428. And that's at least not the last place. Under 43 trucks tested so far, it's a shared 35th place for the WLToys. Tests 4 and 5, tilt angle to the left and to the right, 32.3 degrees to the left, 32.8 degrees to the right, and here the results: 32.3 degrees, 0.15 points to the left, and 32.8 degrees, 0.4 points in test 5 to the right. And that's again a super poor result. That's place 42 out of 43 trucks tested so far for the WLToys 2428 in tests number 4 and 5 tilt angle. And now to test number 6, the flat side of the hill of branches. Easy test normally, but not for the WLToys 2428. It even struggles on the flat side of the hill of branches, needs several tries, has a lot of troubles, but finally it's able to climb it with a lot of troubles. And that's maximum 1 out of 2 points at test number 6, the flat side of the hill of branches. And test number 7, the steep side of the hill of branches, probably the most difficult obstacle or test of MCCT. And the WLToys 2428 is struggling, but no chance at all, as could be expected. And 0 points at test number 7, the steep side of the hill of branches. And the flat side of the hill of pebblestones. And wow, check this out. No problem at all for the WLToys 2428. What a performance at test number 8. This could not be expected. Wow. And 2 out of 2 points for the WLToys 2428 at test number 8, the flat side of the hill of pebblestones. And test number 9, the steep side of the hill of pebblestones. Super difficult test. A lot of trucks have a lot of problems. And the WLToys 2428 is struggling hard. It was super good on test number 8, the flat side. So one could expect maybe a surprise here too. But it tries hard and hard. And this first step, that's super difficult to climb. It falls and doesn't have enough power to climb it and enough punch. So 0 out of 10 points at test number 9, the steep side of the hill of pebblestones for the WLToys crawler. Second gear. And the last test of MCCT, test number 10, low speed performance and modulation. And the WLToys 2428 has absolutely horrible low speed modulation. Even if it has 2 gears, electronically controlled, no mechanical gears, but also in first gear there is no low speed modulation. It jumps. It's nearly impossible to climb a small step slowly. And it's also hard, super hard to start slowly, if not impossible. And that was also a main reason for the bad performance in several tests, in tests 1 and 2 and 3. If the truck does have a very smooth throttle response and can start smoothly, it will perform much better in those tests.
First gear.
And the WLToys 2428 amongst the worst trucks tested in test number 10, low speed modulation performance, 0.5 out of 5 points only for it, nearer to 0 points than to 1 point. And after test 10 we come to the final score of MCCT episode 26, the WLToys 2428. Here again all 10 tests performed and points gained, and what we see, the WLToys 2428 doesn't have any good result at any test. Only test 8, the flat side of the hill of pebblestones, it was okay, it was good as many others. It could not perform 2 tests, the steep side of the hill of branches and of the hill of pebblestones. It is super bad in climbing steep angles. See test 1 and 2, 0 points, less than 45 degrees, and the low speed modulation is also amongst the worst we have tested so far. That's all in all only a count of 4.55 points for the WLToys 2428, and 43 trucks have been tested so far, and that's the lowest point count ever. However, the WLToys 2428 did only fail to pass 2 tests, and that's why it's on place 41 out of 43 trucks tested so far, and not on last place, because passing a test counts higher than points. And that's it for MCCT episode 26. But watch out for the next episode of MCCT. There are still a lot of trucks to be tested. MCCT will be back.